A mysterious image appears with Smash Bros. Characters and implications for DLC fighters. Let's talk about everything. Block content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's League Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. We always talk about this particular character, and sometimes even these two characters next to each other, so it's no surprise to me that we find out a little bit more today. Yes, this could potentially be real, because we already know that the leak that this precedes, right, the leak that we all know from like the last year, that was about the Caco Demon me had, and of course the Mallow me had, right, that is still not yet like disproven, which is crazy at this point because every leak so far has already been either proven, like with the stuff with Ken and everything, or disproven, like the Grinch leak, and this thing still floats out there in the ether somewhere, and now we even have a little bit more information, and even the person who is supposedly leaking this even created an image to get us a little bit more hyped about it. Well, sometimes these things happen and people get some inside information and they want to share it in the best, most fun way possible. So today we get to look a little bit to this leak and of course talk about that previous leak as well and why I think the Caco Demon leak could still very much be in play. But of course we don't know until Sakurai reveals a little bit more, and he's been working from home, so Smash Bros. Development is still very much on, like my show question block where I answer many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and anything that you like. So let me know if you want to have your questions answered on the show. It's anything that you can think of, so send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com and I will answer your question live in the show in one of our next Question Blocked episodes. Here's a brand new giveaway. You can win one of these Super Mario surprise capsules from Tomy. Any Mario item, Yoshi, or character could be inside. I leave them closed so you can find out what's inside when you win. I'm giving away 4 of these, so remember to like this video, so press that thumbs up right now, subscribe to Blocked Content, hit that beautiful subscribe button and make me happy and enter for that giveaway. Alright guys, let's get into the main topic of today, and that's just simply this image with a little bit of an extra tag to it as well. So if we look to the image, you can already tell this is Super Mario RPG, but instead of course Smithy and everything, this is the castle with the Caco Demon now on it, and we can even see Geno doing the sun pose as well as Mallow with the hands up, and there is Doom Guy as well, supposedly in a very similar like 2D but 3D style, which I actually like. I think that this image is pretty cool. I mean, it makes me think of all sorts of shenanigans that the actual reveal trailer for either Doom Guy or Geno could be. I mean, if we just think about the fact that these characters, if they are coming to Smash Brothers, will get CG trailers to introduce them, then of course you can't really go wrong with a Doomslayer with there, because he has so many crazy cool moves in his original game and the atmosphere is so special. I kind of already think of the Simon and Richter Belmont trailer where it was very un-Nintendo, very spooky and scary, but then you fuse it with Luigi and suddenly it's very much appropriate for the audience and it totally fits and it's awesome, right? It's also one of the longest trailers Smash Brothers has ever done. So if they do something with Doomslayer, I hope that they, take that approach where it's still, Nintendo and it's still for all ages, but they definitely search for that little limit that they can get so they can represent Doom Guy in the best way possible. So this leak also, of course, comes with that little tag at the end, and that's what makes me very, very interested in this. Of course, there's no way that we would believe this right this second without any more information or proof, but it's always fun to speculate, and that's what we're doing right now. It just simply says Springman plus Ribbon Girl plus Min Min plus Ninjara. Yes, those are the ARMS characters potentially, and they'll probably all be in one fighter, so different costumes, and then switching between the costumes will probably even grant you some different moves. If they don't, then it doesn't really make all that much sense, because the characters normally don't really fight like one another in that game. Now next up is Doom Guy, like literally tagged as Doom Guy, not the Doom Slayer, not Doom Marine or Doom or anything like that, just Doom Guy. So supposedly that would also be the original name of the character, because who would leak something and not name it the official thing that they've already seen leaked, right? Okay, the next character is Geno. So supposedly these 3 things will get announced at E3 or the June Direct, because the final tag here is see you in June, LOL. So yes, as we know, Sakurai already announced this, and we already know from that previous Nintendo Direct Mini that there is going to be more Super Smash Bros. Information in June, and of course, yes, that's around E3 time, and even even with E3 being cancelled, we actually know there will be some presence of Nintendo already because, they don't do a stage show anymore anyway. So even if no one's doing a stage show, they'll still be continuing their Nintendo Direct thing. And yes, E3 has even talked about bringing all the developers together for something online. So maybe E3 is also going to be doing some sort of live stream themselves and having all developers at least have one big exclusive on there. So that would be interesting, and you should definitely also check that out if it comes out. And for Nintendo, is very interesting because that Nintendo Direct Mini already announced quite a few things for this year, but really no first-party material at all. And Smash Brothers would fit right into that category. Now, 3 different characters, and with extension of essentially the Arms fighters, it would be 6 different characters. Yes, Springman, Ribbon Girl, Min Min, Ninja, Doomguy, and Geno together would be one incredible announcement. I mean, put that all together, and you probably have the same crazy wave as you did when you did the Dragon Quest character, yes, the hero, and all of its different costumes. That was so crazy to get announced all at the same time, and of course a lot of people were disappointed at first, but then at the end of the Direct when Banjo got announced, yes, Banjo and Kazooie in Smash Brothers, then, it was pretty much unanimous. Nintendo had completely won E3, right? And it makes so much sense for them to do something similar again, but to have 3 different characters, and of course with extension of the Arms characters even more than that, that would, let the internet implode on itself, right? We can already tell that E3 is going to be a very special time this year because as everyone's gearing up to do their own video presentation, there's already some information coming out a little bit beforehand. Some good news, some bad news. I mean, talk about good news, PlayStation 5 today just announced their controller, which looks interesting to say the least, very futuristic, also kind of like a tank top, maybe a little bit. And also, of course, some bad news in terms of The Last of Us being delayed. Yes, the sequel to the highly anticipated first game is going to be indefinitely delayed. So around E3 time, we're going to see either games getting delayed or other games, not really getting to market as fast as we thought. And of course, a lot of great announcements that will make people very happy. And I think Nintendo is in that very special spot where they probably have a lot of content to show because a lot of their content for this upcoming year, for this year, is going to be either ports or remasters or stuff like that, right? And the anniversary edition for Mario definitely comes to mind, but also The Legend of Zelda may be doing something with Skyward Sword, and pretty much the Metroid Prime trilogy also being up in the air. There's also an idea of Pikmin 3 getting remastered. So yes, all systems seem to be go for Nintendo because they might very much have all of this content, and the other parties are essentially working on their new consoles, having brand new IP that they may not be able to finish right now because people can't work from home with those crazy dev kits. Nintendo might have the upper hand here, but will that actually mean that any of this leak will be correct? Well, let me theorize about this for a second. I don't think Springman will be among the Arms characters. I think he'll stay in Assist Trophy. I think that's what Sakurai will announce too. Well, as you guys can see, Springman is also in the little image, but yes, he can't be in contention because he's already in the game as an Assist Trophy. So we thought of the next best couple of things, and that was a lot of other characters or something like that, right? That's what I'm thinking. In terms of the Doomslayer, I really don't know. It's a very difficult situation because the developers have actually gone out and said they've not been contacted by Nintendo, and these are the type of developers that don't really like to lie to their customers, right? Very well respected, and they don't really do that kind of thing. So they would possibly have said, if you want more information, wait a little while. There's no announcement from us at this point, right? That would be the right thing to say. And then with Geno, I think it's a very unique position there because Super Mario RPG was such a long time ago, but it's not in the Virtual Console yet. Nintendo knows how beloved it is, but it's also owned by a different company. But also, we got Geno in the previous Smash game as a Mii costume, and of course, Smash Brothers knows how popular that character is. So, yeah, do I think that it's going to be happening for Smash Brothers Ultimate? It seems more likely than ever. And I know one friend of mine is going to be very happy if Geno gets to be in the game, right? Papa Genos is going to flip out. I think he's going to get a good year. I think that Geno might be announced this year. I don't know if it's an E3 worthy announcement. If you think of the announcement of the Dragon Quest hero and then Banjo, that would be a great 1-2 punch because it was essentially a Japanese character, a very famous Japanese character, and then something a little bit niche for Western audiences. Here, it might be a little bit of the reverse, right? I mean, the Western character isn't niche in terms of the Doom guy, right? Doom is a huge franchise franchise, you know, the mother of all first-person shooters. But then Geno here seems to be the odd man out, being essentially what Banjo was to the other audience, like a character that's not been in the limelight for a very long time, but now it's not a Western character, it's an Eastern character. So I'm really curious if any of this will come to pass. That image made me very excited because I could also see it as a trailer, right? A CGI trailer that looks like that, but then fully CG. I think they can do great things with the announcement trailer for both Geno and Doomguy. And of course, we have the Caco Demon and the Mallow hats. I think that something is going to be happening on that front, but I think Doomguy is throwing me off a little bit here. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Doomguy is the least possible of all these characters because we've already seen some of Geno in Smash Brothers, right? With the spirit and the Mii costume in the previous game. So yeah, I think that it's possible. And then for Doomguy, I'm not too sure. But of course, I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. If you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, do you think that Doomslayer is at all likely? And as for a previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our sweet user, Mecha Warzin Wingmaster Sword, saying, we need a fully evolved solo grass-type starter Pokemon. Rillaboom to complete the fully evolved solo-type trio, Greninja Water, Incineroar Fire, and Rillaboom Grass. And back in 2019, Sakurai said that Decidueye was about to be picked as a Gen 7 rep, means we are about to get fully evolved solo grass-type. But unfortunately, Decidueye ended up getting canned, and Sakurai picked Incineroar due to Incineroar having a fighting-style moveset of a pro wrestler. Well, yes, there have been some rumblings about Decidueye potentially getting picked. I don't think that the character of Incineroar was that great of a choice. I think that Decidueye would have definitely been the more popular pick, but of course Sakurai picks these very, very early in development when there's only sketches and the characters are not in the game or have been in the anime, so they don't really know, right? And I've never seen anyone play as Incineroar in my entire life in Smash Brothers, so that's pretty interesting. But the idea to have a grass starter, I think, is a great one. Rillaboom is, well, one of my favorite, like, evolutions from this new generation, so I think that he deserves to be in, but of course very similar to Donkey Kong with a couple of the, you know, traits and moves, and of course Donkey Kong doesn't have the drums anymore for his final smash, but still it invokes pretty much the same image. So very curious what Sakurai will do with Pokemon representation going forward, right? I'm really curious about that. What will he end up doing with Smash Brothers and a Pokemon character? So very curious about that. Thank you so much for sending in your comment. These are always so much fun to do. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and the super chats during our live streams. You guys make block content possible. So if you want to have yourself created as a little block content guy, or join us for discussions, or have your own ideas become videos, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!